Morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is raspberry chocolate by Mods, and we're going to have a high of 73, and it's supposed to be sunny today, but I haven't seen the sun yet. It's about 7:30 and it's not out yet, so we'll see. But it's supposed to be sunny and really nice weather the next couple days. So I'm looking forward to that. So I was watching I was reading on the Epic Times. I was reading an article about near-death experiences, and they were talking about a woman that had had an NDE, and she was blind since birth. Well, apparently she had this NDE where she found herself floating above her body. As you know, a lot of times that's what happens in near-death experiences. And she had like 360-degree vision. It was the first time she had seen her body, the first time that she had had any vision at all, and I found that to be very, very interesting, because she described exactly what was going on, who was there, taking care of her, and she was blind. She couldn't see light or anything. So, it's not like it restored her vision after after they brought her back. But I thought that was very interesting. And I know some of you have lost people in the past. So I just wanted to share that with you, and, maybe it'll provide some comfort for you if you've lost a loved one or a pet, because people describe seeing their deceased pets during NDEs too. So, the universe is so strange, and so much of it doesn't make any sense to us at all. And there's got to be a whole lot more going on than what our brains can perceive. At least that's my perception. So, I don't know, do any of you ever have the feeling that a loved one, whether it was a pet or a person, is still with you? I don't know. It's just sometimes, for me, it's a feeling, and it's usually my dad and my mom's mom, my grandma, that I still feel a connection to. So, all right, let's give this coffee a try. Some of you might think I'm a little Looney Tunes and I've lost it, but those are my beliefs. I think we still have that connection, even after that person has passed on. Oh, that's hot, and it's good. So, I really have to take down my fountain. I've only got a few days. Well, it's supposed to be a decent week, but, I don't want to be out there in the cold taking my fountain apart, because there's, cold water and cold air is not a pleasant thing, so I do have to do that yet. The rest of the garden is going to be on its own from now on. I may put a little greenhouse cover over some of my greens, but I don't even know if I'll do that. So we'll see. Time will tell. But I do like to go out there and, spend a little time. Look around at things that are still growing. The flowers are still pretty, although they're getting pretty spindly by now. But anyway, so, I don't plan on going anywhere today. Went to my daughter's yesterday for my grandson's 22nd birthday, and we had a really nice time. She made spaghetti, and she bought some Beyond meatballs for me, and they were delicious. And it was simple. I took a bottle of chocolate cherry wine over from Aldi's, and boy, that was really good. So I think Aldi's has pretty good wine. At least the stuff I've tried there has been pretty good. So if you like wine, give it a try. Now, I'm by no means a wine snob, so I used to drink Arbor Mist, if that tells you anything. But hey, if I like it, I like it. I don't care what the ratings are. You know, I mean, I just go by my taste buds. So, all right, I will meet you over there at the budget book. Okay, back at the budget book. Yesterday, I didn't spend any money. So that's good. No dogs needed to be groomed or anything, and that doesn't go on this sheet anyway. But, yeah, I didn't spend any money. And the stuff in my Amazon cart is still in my Amazon cart. I'm still trying to decide what I want, and as far as a pole saw, I may even hold off till spring or wait until Black Friday, see if there's a deal going on them. I don't know, we'll see. But there's no rush, and nothing's going anywhere. And if I miss a sale, there'll always be another one. So, anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying not to spend so much money. I spent a lot of money this summer on the garden, getting that all spiffied up. And so I'm giving it a little bit of a break. Got Christmas coming up, and I have the money for Christmas, so that's a good thing. But I want to get a little bit money tucked away for some other projects that I have, you know, like the deck, and now fixing the wall in my basement bathroom because of the leak. So that's going to be at least $1,000, if not more. So I got to tighten the belt a little bit with the other spending. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence with the pole saw and when I'm going to buy that. So I'll get it eventually. I'm looking to spend under $100 on it. So I'll see where I get the best bang for my buck. So, yeah, it's always a juggling act when you don't have a lot of money. You know, you're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. I've talked about that before. You have to constantly shift your money around. If you've got plenty of money, it doesn't matter. You know, you just go buy what you want. But sometimes it's a trade-off when you're on a low income and you need certain things or you want certain things. You know, it's a trade-off. You know, can I do it this month, or do I have to wait? Or what's going on? How can I cut the budget so that I can have the money? You know, it's always a back and forth juggling act. So, yeah, my little buddy is just being very, very insistent that I pet him. Huh? You're being very clingy this morning. But you're such a good boy, I don't mind. I don't mind if you're clingy, because you're a good boy. Oh, and here comes my other little one. She gets jealous. She's Miss Jealous, aren't you? Yes, you're Miss Jealous. Me too, Mama. Oops, sorry. Yes. Bandit's been washing your face, I see. Oh boy, life with dogs. They're so great. They are so great. So, if you're lonely, get a pet. You know, it doesn't have to be a dog. It can be any pet that you can talk to. You know, even a goldfish will come up to the bowl if you talk to it. Used to have goldfish and, geez, all the animals we've had over the years. We had newts at one point, and somehow they got out of their aquarium. It had a top on it, but somehow they escaped, and we never did find those newts. I don't know. It was in my daughter's room. We looked everywhere. I don't know. Maybe they went into the heating vent, and who knows. I don't know, but somewhere in our old house is the remains of 2 newts. They were small, so, you know. But anyhow, yeah, we've had a lot of animals over the years, dogs and cats and birds and fish. I had a koi at one point that I put out in the pond, not the pond, but, you know, my little fountain. This was years ago. And I think I bought 2 or 3 koi. And 2 of them committed suicide. They jumped out of the pond, and I found them. It was too late to rescue them. And then the last one I had left, we thought he was a goner too, but I found him a little bit later on, and he was hiding. So I ended up over the winter bringing him in an aquarium, and he lived for several years, but somehow he broke his tail, and the only thing he did was hide. I had a little tunnel thing for him, and that's what he did. He hid in the thing. And once in a while, we used to call him Smacky, because he'd come up and, you know, eat, and he'd be smacking his lips. But he died too, but he grew to be a good size. Yeah, it's sad when your pets pass away. It's really a difficult thing to get over. It leaves a hole in your heart. So, but anyway, yep, we've had a lot of pets. So, yeah, that's it for my budget book. And I mean, pets are a little hard on the budget sometimes too. You know, keeping them fed and vetted and trimmed if they need be. But it's worth every penny. All right, that's it on my budget book chat for today. This morning I have this really cute little rice cooker. It's very small. And it's by Dash. And it's the rice cooker. It's got the removable little container here. And I had a few tomatoes that I need to cook up. So I'm going to put all the tomatoes in this little rice cooker. And it's just a nice size. And I just love little appliances. I think they make cooking fun. I'm going to add some pepper. And I'm going to add some seasoned salt. I like the seasoned salt because it gives everything, especially tomatoes, a nice umami flavor. I have some onion powder. And I have some garlic powder. And I'm also going to add a nice big scoop of chopped garlic from Costco. I'll put in about a teaspoon. Then I'm going to let this cook. It may take more than 1 cycle, I'm not sure. But let me get the garlic. Okay, here it is. And I'm going to add a nice big scoop of garlic. Then I'm going to put the lid on there and let it cook. Like I said, I'm not sure how many cycles it'll take, but I want to make a dish out of that, and I needed to use up those tomatoes because they were starting to go bad. So I'm just going to give that a stir, and easy peasy, I'll have a meal ready when I'm ready. So there we go. And I'll be back when this is done. So this is cooking those tomatoes way down, which is a good thing. It's about half of what was in there. So I want to see how long this keeps going. I don't know if this cooks until all the moisture is absorbed. It could be because it is a rice cooker. But it says you can make soup in it too. So I'll see and work with that. Here I have a teeny tiny spaghetti squash that I grew in the garden. And I don't know if it's going to spaghetti because the vines started drying up before it could grow any bigger. So if it does spaghetti, I want to add it to my tomatoes. So let me cut this open and we'll see. Well, here it is. I don't see too much spaghetti there. I just see this is pretty solid. I'm going to try cutting it in cubes and seeing if it'll cook, because it's pretty hard. So let me get it cut up, and then I'll see if I can do anything with it. Well, I cut the squash up in little pieces. It's pretty hard. The dogs liked it, and I even had a seed that started to germinate inside, but I cut the end off, so that's not viable anymore. But I think I'll save the seeds and plant them next year. So I'm going to add these to the tomatoes, and I'm going to add some water and see if I can cook these, see what happens. Okay, I saved the nicest, plumpest seeds for next year, and I even found another seed that's already sprouted, and I think this one might be viable. I'm going to stick that in with my lemon tree and see what happens, because why not? So, okay, I've got my squash in here. I'm going to let that cook for quite a while, see if it softens up. And if it does, I'll just eat it unspaghettied. I planted my little squash right there, and we'll see if it comes up. These are weeds, and a couple of them are self-sown impatiens. So I'll leave those, and the rest I'll pull out. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. So let's see, will it squash? Okay, there we have it, and they softened up nicely. I just tasted one, so that'll be a good side dish to have with a dinner, either with pasta or some rice, and nothing's wasted. And I have new seeds. Well, it's Sunday morning, and I'm just relaxing, still in my pajamas. And I'm having my morning coffee. Cheers! And for breakfast, I am having berry cheesecake. It's a mixed berry streusel cheesecake. I couldn't eat it last night at my daughter's because I was just too full. So, ooh, look at that. So I'm having it for breakfast. Nothing says you can't. So let me try it. It looks really good. Everybody was raving about how good it was. Delicious. I'm not sure if she got it at Costco. She was going to Giant Eagle too, and they have good bakery there too. So, yummy. Nothing says you can't have dessert for breakfast. So, my Amazon order came today. I ordered it a few days ago. And I bought this big gallon of Firefly. This is for the stash. It's clean fuel for use in oil lamps, lanterns, and candles. Clean and long burning, non-toxic and biodegradable, odorless and sootless, indoor and outdoor use, and certified kosher. Okay, I don't know how you make kosher fuel, but anyway, that came today. And here's something I always keep an extra of, because I like to print up recipes and things. So I ordered an extra print cartridge. So I always have one or two of these in reserve. And that way, I have a cheap printer. And I used to buy printers that were a little more expensive, like a photo printer or something. Nothing real super expensive, but I found that for me, a cheap printer is just much more reasonable. You know, you don't pay more than, well, it used to be about $50. I'm sure it's, add another $10, $20 to that on top of it. But I find that printers don't last that long, even when I had a more expensive printer. And my daughter was telling me the same thing. They bought an expensive printer and it just doesn't work. So anyway, I just buy a cheap printer. The one that I have it's an HP. It's been working great for at least 2 or 3 years now. And then when they quit working, by then they're not compatible with the newest stuff anymore anyway, so I just get rid of it then. I gotta have another piece of this cheesecake. This is really delicious. And it's got streusel on top. So anyway, the squash turned out just fine. It's nice and soft. But tonight I brought home leftover spaghetti with Beyond meatballs. I'm looking forward to having that for dinner. But this way I didn't waste the squash. And I'm really anxious to see if that little start is going to grow. It probably won't produce any squash because it's way too early to be doing a start on squash. I mean, you don't do that until close to summertime. But what the heck, the little thing wanted to live, so I figured I would just go ahead and stick it in the dirt and see what happens. So, yeah, I don't know. I got to do something today. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to finish this. So I'll be back. Well, I ended up adding egg noodles to the tomatoes and squash. So there we go, another complete meal. And I love this little thing because it really helps me visualize the portions that I need for 1 or 2 meals. So I give this a thumbs up. And I'm not affiliated with this at all. I just bought this on my own dime. But I'm always trying to think of ways to make life a little easier. So there we go. It's 1:30 and I still have not done anything productive. Well, I did fold some laundry. My flowers are kind of withering away. They're very leggy now.
But it is such a beautiful day. I thought I'd sit out here for a little while and just kind of chill and enjoy the last few days of summer or fall, whichever the case may be. I guess it would be fall. But it is just glorious out here. And I hate to see the fall weather go and turn into snow in winter. So if you live in a climate where you still can catch a few nice days, go sit outside. Just, sit outside and relax a little bit. Have yourself a nice cup of tea, a nice cup of coffee. Do a hobby outside. Do some painting, whatever floats your boat. I always thought I wanted to take my easel out here on the deck and get a few inspirational pictures and paint out here. It's on that is one thing that's on my bucket list, is to do that. And I mean, that would be easy to accomplish. All I have to do is do it. But I'm so in the throes of trying to get the house organized that I'm kind of missing the boat on some of those things. So I have to be more mindful and start doing more things that I want to do and not everything that I just have to do. So I think in order to do that, I just have to carve out segments of time where, and I've talked about this before, where I just say, okay, I'm going to take an hour and devote it to the house, the purging, whatever, and then just do what I want with the rest of my time. If I feel like going for a walk on a beautiful day like today, I shouldn't have to worry about a little voice nagging me saying, oh no, you can't do that. You have to go do this, and then I miss out. And I don't want to miss out, especially as you get older. You start to realize that time is passing faster and faster and faster. And like I've said before, every time I turn around, it's Friday again. It seems like it was just Friday, and now it's Friday again. So I think as we get older especially, we have to be very mindful of how we spend our time and make sure that we get those things in that we actually want to do. And because there's always going to be things that you have to do. You have to do your laundry. You have to clean your house. At least, even if you're not the best housekeeper in the world, you still have to kind of keep up with some things. But if you let it consume your whole day, every day, that's not good because you burn yourself out on that. And then you don't want to do anything. You just kind of become immobilized, and I don't want that to happen either. So I'm still in my pajamas on my deck, and it feels really good. So I don't know, my neighbor called me and asked me to give her a haircut. I cut her hair about 6 weeks ago, and she was just so happy with the haircut. She said, this is the best haircut I've ever had. So, I mean, I've cut her hair before. It's not the first time. But, sometimes when you're a hairdresser and you cut hair, you just get in the zone and it just kind of flows and, you just kind of, it turns out perfect. That doesn't happen all the time. And a lot of times when you recut the same haircut, it doesn't lay the same. And that happens a lot. I don't know, any of you hairdressers out there find that happens with you too? So, okay, well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, and I want to enjoy just kind of taking in the beautiful weather and just sit and relax for a little bit. So, anyway, oh, there's a hornet or something. They get mean this time of the year. They eat fermented fruit, and they get drunk. Who told me that? It was a fellow that we had. I think he cut down a pear tree that was diseased in our backyard. This was a different house. And he told me that. He said, "Yep, they actually get drunk this time of the year." So there they go. Oh well, all right. So anyway, stay away from the mad hornets, the drunk mad hornets. And that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.